What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins, and for today's classic review of SpongeBob SquarePants, we're diving into season 1 as we check out Sandy's Rocket. Now, Alex Payne, man, you know what to do, man. What happens in this episode? Because we know you got to get that episode description before we start breaking it down. So, what happens?
Well, this episode, I guess it's another simple one, I suppose, SpongeBob comes to Sandy as she's setting up a rocket to go to the moon. He begs her to go along, and reluctantly she agrees. And as he's home sleeping, Patrick comes up and says, have you sprayed the rocket with alien repellent? SpongeBob's like, no, so they go down to do that. And through their shenanigans, they set off the why can't I think of the term?
Rocket, they blast off.
Yeah, they blast off the rocket, go around the moon, and come back down to Bikini Bottom, which I want to point out is small, but I would consider what I would consider a plot hole or whatever is like, why when they go in and out of the water did the gravity change and not out of the planet? And I'm not gonna take the excuse of cartoon logic, because cartoon logic is SpongeBob growing bigger and smaller, something like that. They should get right regardless. But
Right.
But anyway, when they land back in Bikini Bottom, they think that the aliens are projecting their memories onto them, so they basically capture everybody with these guns that Sandy used to collect moon rocks, and that's the episode.
Pretty much. I gotta say, man, as a kid, I can't say I was a huge fan of this, but I think it's an alright episode. I mean, listen, it's not as bad as any of the modern SpongeBobs that are out there today. And I'm not saying all modern SpongeBobs are bad, but you have some atrocities out there, some animated atrocities, as Mr. Enter would call them. But this one, I wouldn't say is on that level. Like, it's not the greatest, and obviously I'm kind of giving my review now, but it's not the greatest, but it's alright. It's alright. It's one of them episodes you see on TV like, man, oh, this shit's on, cool. I remember this from my childhood, unless you're like freaking 9 now. In that case, you shouldn't be watching this channel. But I do have to say, one of my favorite lines from this episode is, hey, get me down or up or something, from my good homie Patrick. And SpongeBob, you got your toothpaste in my peanut butter, which is fucking retarded. But listen, I like this episode. It was alright.
I like when, because as crazy as it sounds, I feel like these episodes have a lot more sound detail in them than the newer ones. I'm probably a million% wrong in that, but like, I really want to say I heard a lot of sounds and interesting sounds. And listen, you gotta love when they go inside of the rocket and you just hear this random quacking sound every once in a while. Like, why is that there?
And then not to mention, you gotta mention the Squidward's tentacles noises when they're in his house. Pardon my French, but get this thing off me! And you hear these freaking suction cups just sucking and pulling apart. Like, oh. But I guess that'll be a good transition in the moments. That's definitely one of mine right there. What are some of your?
You gotta love the stinky moment when he pulls out the round. Listen, to this day, I still don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. But whatever it is, it's wet and dripping. But,
oh my god.
But it's like, do you know what this thing is? Stinky. It's like, yeah, that's disgusting. And it's funny because that's the one of only 2 references in SpongeBob to shit that I could think of.
Really? Are you sure? What was the other one?
Yeah, it's this one. When that hag woman cursed the Krusty Krab when they was going to get the
sewer
from the worm.
Yeah.
And it's like, Mr. Krabs is like, do you think this brown stuff we're walking through is his leftover pudding? Yeah, I thought the same thing.
SpongeBob quickly cut his ass off. SpongeBob knew what that was, man. But
No,
Listen,
but
SpongeBob and Patrick were running around like straight up gangsters in this episode. I don't care what nobody say. You can say this episode bad, whatever, but they was freaking pulling them guns out and just popping motherfuckers. They did not care. They was straight gangsters up in that bitch. Listen,
and I just want to
you gotta.
mention that they showed flats in this episode for the first time. So I don't know why SpongeBob pretended like he didn't know him inside that episode when they met.
Did they really?
Yeah, he was the one who's when SpongeBob was hiding in the mirror.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't really notice that. I know I mentioned him a couple days ago. Man, that's one episode we need to review. That's probably gonna be next week. Who knows? But anyway, I do. I definitely like the whole scene where they basically run up on Mr. Krabs and they freaking point them guns at him. And he's like, "Oh, you're up a little bit late to be playing pirate, aren't you?" And then they freaking load up on him, and then they bop bop. They were like, he was like, don't shoot me. Wait, okay, shoot me, but don't take my money. I was like, damn. Listen, you can't do nothing with it when you're dead and gone.
Listen, my question is, and I don't know if this one could have the cartoon logic argument or not, but like, how could you see Sandy's mouth and eyes through? Why was her mouth and eyes on the what you call that shit, the helmet, when they had her in the bag? I mean, you could always argue, well, how come you could have seen everyone else's face and eyes and mouth, but how come Sandy? You definitely shouldn't have been able to see Sandy's.
I don't know. I don't know.
You would think it would have covered the suit so you couldn't see her face or nothing.
Then you could argue, like you said, the same thing about everyone else. So
yeah,
I don't know.
At least in that case, you could say it's against their raw skin, so you could at least argue that. But like for her, it would be over the suit, so there's no way to see her face, you'd think. But it's a little nitpicky. But yeah, I really want to say there's some.
SpongeBob is SpongeBob bogus for turning against Patrick at the end of this episode?
Well, they both turned on each other, I guess.
Listen, it's me who's got me, okay? It's me who's got me. And Patrick basically shoots himself.
Listen,
which is stupid.
All you need to know is that the alien repellent does not work on burglars.
Of course it wouldn't. But it works on aliens who are technically supposed to be smarter than us. Okay, we can slide into the little review portion here. Let me get a positive and a negative from you on this episode.
Positive. It had that good old SpongeBob feel with the music sounds. Everyone's voices still sounded, like how they did back in those days. It just felt very SpongeBob-y. Now, negative, I can't put my finger on why, but I really disliked this episode, which makes it hard for me to say the negative because I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I watched it too much and this is one of those episodes that doesn't stand up to multiple viewings. Something about this episode I just really don't like. I can't say it's like the comedy or anything because it has its nice funny moments and shit. I think it's just so stale to me from overwatching and shit. But keeping that in mind without fixating on it, I think I'm gonna give this episode in my heart I want to give it a 5.5, but I'll give it a 6 just to say I can't punish it for me seeing it too much.
No, and you're 100% right. I personally, this is my personal opinion, kind of a little bit of bias, but this is a very nostalgic episode for me, honestly. And there's, now thinking about it, there's a lot of classics that we haven't reviewed yet that I really want to review from SpongeBob, man. Oh, man, there's a couple of them. But this
and I thought about it when it first started. We really need to do the Plankton one. When Plankton
because it's right there. Yeah, because I was looking at the list and I'm like, oh, Plankton. Yeah, so we definitely need to do that one soon, too. But for sure, if there's any people watching this still at this point, put in the comments box down below, man, which episode you want us to review next.
Shout out to the 2 people watching.
I still say 1 person, but to get on to my review,
man.
To get on to my review, this episode to me personally is very nostalgic. which definitely increases my chances of giving it a good rating. But I'm not sitting here and saying I'm a cartoon pundit or anything like that. I'm just giving you my opinion how I feel about the episode. And this, I honestly am in the middle of the road on it. I'm not gonna say this is the greatest episode in the world because it's not. However, it is one of my childhood favorites in a sense. I have plenty others above it, but this one isn't on the lower level of the totem pole for me when it comes to favorite SpongeBob SquarePants episodes. So overall, nostalgia levels high as hell. Okay, they're over 9,000. However, it's not it's not having a lot of, I wouldn't say storytelling, but it's just not, it's missing something that makes it the one of the all-time greatest episodes that you think about. It's not a Plankton, or it's not a bully episode, the Flash one. So it's just like it's not up to par to where I want to give it a nice 7.5 or anything. It's just not. It doesn't feel like it's up to that level. To me personally, I'm gonna hit it with a nice 6 out of 10. 100% 6 out of 10, because I like it because of nostalgia. Okay, and storytelling is decent. Honestly, it's a different feel than what you would expect from a SpongeBob episode. So simply because of that, I think it's deserving of a 6.10. Not the greatest in the world, but it's not the worst. Okay. But there y'all have it, man. I'm the cartoon kid, Ray Rawlins. He's Alex Payne. And we both give this a 6 out of 10, right? You gave it a 6, or was it a 6.5?
6.
Okay. Okay. All right. We both give this a 6 out of 10. But this is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily, baby. And as always, if you like this episode or you hated it, man, share your opinions down in the comments box below. And of course, which SpongeBob episode should we review next for the classic section of our reviews, or even modern section? Or if you have any shows that you want us to review in general, man, let us know. But until then, we will see you when we see you. Peace out, everybody.